In this session, we're going to talk about how to set up your camera or choose a camera type. So on your TraqDash, you're going to go ahead and hit Race Setup, Vehicle, choose the vehicle that you're using currently, and you want to choose Vehicle Settings. As you can see here, you can adjust your tack and gear ratios and things like that, but what we want to do on this one is hit Camera. And here's how this screen works. So the camera disabled here, this is sort of the status on the left side, and then on the right side you can go to different options. So TraqDash USB cam, what that means is that's the camera that's actually plugged into the side of the dash. Plugs in right on the left side. Typically it's a mini USB cable that's attached there with a locking piece. If that's how your camera is connected, you would go ahead and choose to enable that. You press the TraqDash USB cam button here, that will enable the camera. And then below that, the next option down is the TraqDash camera delay. You can choose that, and by default it's set at 4 seconds. That's accurate for the Mobius, and the Primex is around 7 seconds if you had that camera. You just click and move that around there, and you can back out. That's the only setting you need to do if you have your camera connected to the dash. Now, if you have a camera connected to the sensor unit, which is the silver box on the floor, you would actually select the sensor unit camera. You select this here, and you would choose which camera you have. The interface is on the right here, so the interface would be the TraqData USB. That's the latest one that has the 2 USB plugs on it. The last generation one was the TraqData HD2. Earlier ones with the TraqData HD. TraqSync Pro, that's the one that just has RPM input, so a single blue wire and a camera interface, but it does not have any data like analog inputs on it. So essentially you would just choose the camera you would like, and back out of here. It may ask you to restart. You can do that, and your camera will be selected at that point. Other notes about this. This is an area where you can test your camera. So say we have our camera connected here to the dash or to the sensor unit. If you hit Test Camera, the cameras should turn on. You get some indication. In this case, there's no camera connected. There is a camera connected now. It will give you an indication that the cameras are on and recording. Yellow means that they are actually active. Check mark green means that they're connected. So at this point on the Mobius, if you were to test that camera, the yellow and red lights on the top and the back would blink in sync. On the back of the Mobius there's a red light, on top there's a yellow, and they would blink in sync with one another at about the rate of a heart rate. On the Primex, the camera would turn on in the front, the blue light, and would begin recording, would vibrate, and it would be red at that point when it's actually recording. When you hit Test Camera again, that turns the camera off. The Mobius camera the lights will go out. The Primex will take 1 minute. Same for the Replay Mini. Will also take 1 minute to shut down. So if you hit Test Camera, it's not going to shut off immediately. Don't worry about it. Just give it a minute. It'll shut off. Once that minute is done, you can hit Test Camera again, and it will turn it back on. So that's how that camera has a delay to it, and it is 1 minute before it turns off, but it turns on immediately. Some other details about this. There's some information up here in the info or the help screen. One other thing is the camera you select. If you have a camera selected down here on sensor unit camera, that can affect the timing of the camera that is connected to the dash. So you may, if you do not have a sensor unit camera connected, you want to go in here and choose no camera. That way there's no effect on the timing of that. Or if you don't have a camera connected to the dash, you want to go ahead and disable that so that there's no camera connected to the dash here, and you want to choose the sensor unit camera that you have. We'll just choose Mobius here as an example. This is what I was talking about. It'll ask you to power cycle if you make any changes, and hit yes, and it will go ahead and do that for you, and the system will start back up. You always see the status icon here of the actual camera when you first turn on the system to tell you which camera is selected. That's it for this session. Once the camera is selected, you just back out and you go racing, and everything should be good to go at that point.